Shows are a combination of gearheads: John the Instigator, Derek the Conservator, Will the Builder, Sean the Racer, and maybe a guest. Invite you to listen while they sit down, have a drink, and discuss cars. Learn more and subscribe to the podcast at No Driving Gloves. Time now
for the ride, because that got cut off.
Yes.
Where are we going?
Time delay things came on.
Well, we don't have any driving gloves on, so who knows?
Yeah. Well, that's it. And no driving gloves. Fine, smooth hands.
It's because after the podcast, he puts lotion on and then puts his driving gloves on.
Puts the lotion on the skin.
Yes. I rub it all over the skin. Well, that's really not what we're here to talk about, is me rubbing lotion all over my skin. Unless you want to hear, but then if you do, comment. And we'll probably be openly speaking about that.
Hey,
we're here tonight.
You want some entertainment right quick? Hang on.
Well, that depends.
Hey, come on.
There we go.
No, come on. We're live right now. Come on.
Oh, Lord.
Hey,
everybody, hey.
The first
come on.
15, 20 seconds are the most important.
We got Troy. I'm Troy.
Hi, Troy.
That's Troy.
Oh, that was my ass. That was my boat. Come on. We got Lucas.
We are no
better
longer
known as Luigi.
Hold put his clothes on. He'll be here in a minute.
All right.
All right, Holden, come here. They're screwing it up, so I've got to introduce them, right?
Here we go.
Come on. We got time for this.
As I was creating the intro,
like-
I was going to do some illegal music too, but I forgot it.
Can we just start over after this is over so we actually get some viewers?
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Well, somebody liked it. So,
All right, this is yeah. I'll let him
This
introduce
is-
himself.
Hey, how y'all doing? My name's Holden.
we got it on your new fancy microphone.
Look at that.
I'll be coming by later, okay?
All right, they don't think you're too funny, I guess. All right. Bye. Damn it.
Well, now we have met the staff of Big Oak Garage, and that in no way was meant to say, hey, Will's hiring again. Then these are the fine people you'll be working with.
Oh, man.
I don't know. It might have been an example of why Will needs to hire. I'm not sure what that was.
Oh, man. By the way, we are hiring if you need anybody looking for a job.
Oh, jeez.
I got a new guy starting Monday. If he shows up, I'm sure he will.
Yeah, I'm kind of changing my day gig, and I
Actually,
had two people that said if I
forgot-
do that, let them know.
Hey, Will, I forgot to tell you I'm not going to make it on Monday. Sorry.
I was afraid of that.
Yeah.
Pretty long commute.
It is.
Oh, well, we were going to talk about automotive accessories, things that have been on our cars that we really wish we had back, and odd ones that we have right now. And why the hell do we have them? What purpose do they really serve? Or, why are they there? Got some comments online. A lot of compliments.
We actually did get some. I got to say, we got some good comments.
Yeah.
I don't see any good comments yet.
Now, on our
You
Facebook
have to read the
page,
Facebook page where we originally posted.
because
show was
last
gonna be-
week when we decided this was going to be the show, we primed people. If you'd listen to the show when you're not on, you'd know what we're doing.
Yeah, Derek. See, I listen to every show. I'm not sure everybody else does, but we're going to jump right in.
I'm trying to get more light. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you never sent me an email. I'm supposed to send you stuff about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so what accessories? Just throw it out there. Are you missing what stupid things are on your car that you don't think we should have?
You know, I'm actually really upset at myself because when we talked about this last week, I knew exactly which one I wanted to talk about. I forgot to go dig up the advertisement for it, and in the short couple minute intro there, I was digging and digging and digging, and I can't find it. But for anybody that doesn't know, in the 1920s, there was actually a keg that you could mount in the dash of your automobile and dispense beer out of the dash of your car.
That's what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm. I can't,
Is
it was
that
like
an-
it was like the auto keg something. I cannot literally. I'm mad at myself for forgetting that I needed to look up the advertisement so I could show it tonight.
Well, that kind of, Cadillac did that too. I really miss having the bar in the glove box with the crystal shot glasses and the perfume stuff in the back seat. We just don't have that nice, neat thing.
Well, the companies experimented with it over time. I mean, there were GM had, of course, in the Cadillac, but in a lot of the show cars and a few other production cars, they had the makeup kit in the glove box. And then the Avante 2 as well had it. So, there were some fancy things. Of course, now if you buy, well, see, you can still get it, John, because you get a Rolls Royce, and some of those, if you get the right package, come with the whole bar in the trunk.
I've got
It's just so hard to get to the trunk when you're driving. If it's in the dash, you just get it right there.
Exactly.
I mean, why do they put it in the trunk?
We put some pretty cool accessories in Duffy's car.
You slid a humidor in there, did you not?
Yep, it has a humidor.
But you can't. Again, you can't access that from the driver's seat. The ones in the Rolls Royce that you can access from the driver's seat.
That's true.
I mean, you're not going to smoke a cigar in that car anyway, so what does it really matter?
How do you know?
If
That's up to
Duffy
the owner.
smokes a cigar in that car, I'm going to be very upset.
If I
That's
got
up to the owner,
500
man.
grand for a
It's the
car,
owner's
I'm
car.
going to smoke a cigar in it if I damn well want.
Which is why
And-
you just open the trunk and sit down on the trunk and smoke your cigar outside.
If you would join one of my other podcasts, Smoking Underground, we will be discussing how to smoke in your car and get the cigar smell out of the car. Nothing to do with cigarettes, but there are some techniques you can do to reduce the lingering cigar smell in your car.
And there's also a martini shaker back there too.
Nice.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Nice. All right, so yeah, I was talking about the auto keg, and the whole the whole bar setup's kind of a unique feature to have, right? I mean, especially if you're like, and I think it was Jason on our Facebook commented on the cars that used to come with like whole picnic kits, right? The whole picnic basket and everything. And, I mean, what better than having a bar and a picnic basket in your trunk going out on a Saturday and just wasting the day?
I don't know if the picnic kits were per se standard equipment on anything that was not super luxurious.
We're
But
not
you can
talking
go
about
ahead and get your-
standard, though. We're talking about accessories.
Yes, but then
You
if you're
keep
talking
changing
about
the theme of the show, John.
well,
Every
if
week.
if you would have let me go, if you're talking about accessories, all you got to do is pick up a Moss catalog. You can order your various picnic sets for your car. So those accessories still
Well, okay,
exist.
true.
But nowhere can I go online and find a bag that suspends out the windows of my car that I can put my sheep in and then drive my sheep around town, but not having them
That
inside
was
the
a
car.
good accessory. That was a good accessory.
So now I was trying to find a picture of it, but I'm at a loss on that one.
No, here. You know what? Was standard equipment that we need back?
Spotlights.
No.
Vent windows.
Full size running boards.
They got them on pickup trucks.
Okay,
Not
yeah,
full
they got 'em-
size.
Open the
Not
door
full-
and they fold out.
1920s, not full size. Because you know what you could do with a full size running board on a 1920s era car? You could get the accessory mounts to carry your motorcycle with you and take your motorcycle where you're going.
You just put it in the bed of your truck.
What if you don't own a truck?
You Borrow your friend's truck.
Most cars aren't long enough that if it had full size running boards, you could put a motorcycle on it. Maybe you put your Trail 50 on it.
All right, then let's just bring back 1920s automobiles.
That's what you've been trying to do forever.
Yeah. You keep building them one at a time. Eventually, you'll be like Elon Musk and take over the world.
Hey, I'll have enough.
Yeah, I
A
think
few more to go, and I'll be good.
Spotlight should come back.
I disagree
cars
with
still
you,
have
as irresponsible as people are. The one accessory that needs to go away are those damn rear fog lamps that people don't understand how they do work.
I guess the modern day spotlight is what all of these squatted truck dudes, them big LED light bars that they have on their freaking trucks that blind the crap out of you on these back roads in Alabama.
Yeah.
I'm not used to driving back roads in the Alabamas.
Well, don't come to my hometown.
I try to stay away from your hometown at night.
Uh-huh.
Not a bad idea.
It's kind of like staying away from my neighborhood at night.
Oh Lord.
All right. What other accessories you guys got? Come on. I mean, last week I talked about the people catcher. Jason even put a picture of it on our Facebook.
Yes, he did. Oh, what was the what was the one that
like a tissue dispenser. Lowriders are the king
That's a
of
good
accessories. But you go to any lowrider show and it's the accessory king, and all of them have like a tissue dispenser and I guess that's what, hand sanitizer now. I don't know.
I remember the old tissue dispenser. The tissue dispenser that went under the dashboard and kind of swung out and took your tissue, flip it back in, which then goes back to automobile record players.
Oh, yeah.
Heck, I do have a period 8-track player, but I don't have a period LP player or even 45 player for my cars.
I don't know that many of those are left. I mean, I know there's a few in museum collections around the world, but I don't know that many of those survived. I think people got so upset with them, they threw them out.
No, I've seen quite a few at shows. I know a couple people that have them on certain cars in their collections. I mean, they were optional on some Chryslers in the 50s. So
yeah,
those would still exist. Where else are we going?
What about
Jason
wasn't there like didn't like Remington make like a razor, like a electric razor or something that was an accessory for your car? You could like shave going down the road.
Yeah, I think it plugged into the cigarette lighter.
I think so.
I'm remembering that.
I think somebody makes one of those right now.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things you get from Brookstone or Sharper Image or whatever the companies are called now that those are out of business. Because
but
then
you can
really,
why do you need that anymore? Because now we have cordless. I mean, we got I could take mine that I use on my beard in the morning in the car, and I wouldn't need to plug it in.
And to be honest, mine charges USB, so I could, recharge it in the car. I could have one for the car. Mm-hmm. Which, by the way, we're still hoping to get a sponsorship for Manscaped.
Maybe
they have wonderful nose hair trimmers. They have the lawnmower 4.0 for the undercarriage, for say, and it even has a headlight so you can get into those deep, dark crevices. And they're now introducing a line of above the waistline products for grooming and colognes.
I think John is just really hoping to get some equipment.
Wesley got it right.
I'm kind of being nice to Manscaped. They actually did give me my equipment.
More like 20 years ago, Wesley.
Oh, Lord.
Oh,
where else were we
I remember
going?
I've been seeing this ad. The little canister that hit up in your rear fender wells and it would spray stuff on there to like melt the ice in the snow.
Yeah, I remember trying to come up with one of those on my pickup truck that would spray bleach on my tires.
Yeah.
because, I only drive 4 cylinders. So, I can't do burnouts like you can, Will.
I'll just tear crap up.
So we were having a conversation in one of my team's chat rooms, and they were talking about coffee and their obsession for coffee, blah, 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 blah. And boy, it would be great if I could have fresh coffee in my car. And you do know they make 12-volt coffee makers that you can basically brew a cup of coffee in your drink holder. I don't know if we really need that. I mean, there's a Starbucks every 16 feet, so.
Dunkin's right on their heels.
Yeah, Dunkin's kind of building everywhere they can.
You know what we need to bring back? Manifold cookers. That is an accessory that needs to come back. Manifold cooking.
There's actually, I think, a YouTube channel or two that's what they do, is they show you how to cook various dishes under your hood.
Well, right, but they're showing you how to do it just with the cars parked, and like you wrap it in aluminum foil and you set it in there. I'm talking the old school manifold. We got to figure out a way to make a manifold cooker that hooks onto the exhaust manifold, and while you're driving, you're cooking at the same time.
Well, some of these
Because that's the
things
way they used to be.
It's not that big of a deal. When I used to go trail riding with my buddy Wesley, not Wes McBrayer, another buddy Wesley. We would get frozen burritos and throw them up on top of the engine. And you get tired, you get hungry, you just stop, open the hood, and that's some of the best cooking West Dog's ever done for me. So,
I've had full
burritos.
meals. I've had full meals on Model T tours. Somebody cooks the hot dogs, somebody cooks the beans. Or a couple cars cook hot dogs, a couple cook beans, a couple cars cook. Actually, one of the best peach cobblers I've ever had came out of a Model T manifold cooker. It was delicious.
Did have the gas kind of taste going on with it, little petro taste?
No, that's the amazing thing about them. They don't. Actually, I still remember. Unfortunately, the gentleman is no longer with us, but at Old Car Festival. And when we do that, one of the Model T owners would pull up to the stand for passenger view. He'd get out, open the hood of his car, get out some hot dog buns. He'd go into the manifold cooker. Typically 2 narrators on the stage. He'd make 2 hot dogs out of his manifold cooker, bring them up and hand them to us for lunch.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
So, I mean, think about it. If you had the manifold cooker and you had the keg dash dispenser, what more do you need?
A toilet.
Well, they have those too.
Exactly.
They go under your trailer hitch, and I
got
guess
a better
you can put
idea.
a bag under them.
Why don't we just go buy a damn motorhome and be done with it?
Nah, it takes all the fun out of it.
Because a motorhome, the bathrooms are cramped. You take this toilet seat that plugs into your trailer hitch and you sit down, you've got the whole world to enjoy while you're taking care of business.
Maybe I need to get one of them for my cross-country road trips.
Well, you're using your trailer hitch. That's the problem there.
Well, if I got my 5th wheel hooked up, I still got my trailer hitch.
Yeah, but you're going to have headroom then. It's not going to be quite the same as that open airiness.
I'm going to be sitting down.
Yes, but I like the open airiness. And you sit down, you relax, you look up at the sky as you're pushing.
So you just turn the you just get it. So you're turned at a 90-degree angle with the 5th wheel.
Right.
And you're wide open, baby.
So do you tuck or not tuck? Since you're outside, it really doesn't matter, right?
Really doesn't matter.
It probably feels better to not tuck. We're getting a little too deep into this.
Yeah.
Something's getting deep.
Yeah, but the problem is the viewer numbers are going up.
Of course they would.
You make it a shit show, people pay attention.
Yeah. So has it got like a bag? Or where does it fall into? Does it fall on the ground?
You can put a bag on them, but most of the ads I see, they're not using anything.
Huh.
Yeah, I think some of them come with bags. You can do like a 5-gallon bucket.
the ground. I mean, when it rains, it's all going to absorb. It's natural.
Yeah, but what if you step in it on your way back to your car?
Just carry
Well-
your little folding shovel with you, dig a hole underneath the seat real quick before you go. You're good.
If I'm going off my trailer hitch, I don't have time to dig a hole.
If you got time to put the toilet seat in your fifth or your hitch receiver, I think you got time to dig a hole.
Yeah, you're probably right. Oh Lord.
So I was waiting for Jason to get on here because I had a question. Why do we miss roll-up windows? Does anybody miss? Really? Do you,
Ec-
Derek?
It's the only exercise I ever got. It's arm day right there. No, I got nothing.
Yeah, I can't figure that one out because even Lotus determined that power windows are lighter than roll-up windows. That's why they don't even offer them anymore.
The only reason why I would like roll-up windows is all of this one-touch stuff. Sometimes
so annoying.
Sometimes you just want to crack your window a little bit, and the one touch is like up, down, up, down, up, down until you finally just press it just enough to where it'll just go down.
And then by the time you do that, you're pulling into where you're going. That's the
Right.
problem.
Yeah.
It's just like, well, that was a waste. Now, however, backing up, I did like that John, I think we kind of glazed over it, but vent windows.
I like vent windows.
Vent windows we need those back.
I miss mine. I think, well, last time I had them, I think I was smoking cigarettes and smoking them in the car, but they made really nice, ashtrays for that. They were nice, cool breeze. It's kind of like, Mr. Carter said on the Facebook page here too, is he misses the floor vents. You pull the little handle on the kick panel and you get the cool air that comes across your feet. He said that's how he drove.
Goes right up your pant leg. Oh,
Yeah, he said that's how he drove a 72 Duster in the winter. You had the defroster on full heat, keeping the windows clear, and then you had the vents open on the bottom, kind of to offset the temperature. And
Ooh. Cow vents and windshields that flip out.
Are you talking cowl vents, the little scoop that popped up and brought air in? Or are you talking the windshields that pop out?
Both.
Oh yeah. See that my 31 Chrysler has both the cowl vents and the windshield that opens. Man, you get those both open.
Mhm.
Oh, so
Yep.
nice.
That
Tell
40
the bee decides to come in through something. And,
that 42 Chevy truck that we built, we kept both of them and kept them both where they work. Now the cow vent, the cow vent was actually power, so you'd hit a button and it would open and close. But it's pretty
fancy.
cool. You asked Jason a question and he commented, so you better talk to him about it.
Yeah, I was going to say, but it goes back to Jason, I guess. This isn't something that affects me because I don't own a car outside of warranty. $400 replacement. I don't know if I've ever worn out power windows, even in a used car. I don't, I don't experience those problems. Granted, I don't own cars for a long period of time, but even back when I bought used cars with 80, 90,000 miles on them, I never really had those issues. So,
Square body trucks are notorious for the power windows not working.
All right. I got one that was not an accessory.
well, wait. I want to go back to Jason here. Does your insurance company actually pay for broken window motors? I'm confused here. I can understand buying, glass breakage, windshield, side windows, and that should be covered under it. A power window motor should be warranty in that. You should, or do you buy extra insurance?
I think in my life I might have had one power window regulator that went bad, and it was in my Beretta, and it was probably due to the fact that the car had been totaled, wrecked so bad and rebuilt. And probably just using the old window motor. We probably missed that it had been damaged or something.
Is that a comp claim,
cannot-
Jason? He says $50 deductible when
That is weird. Like, power window regulators are so efficient anymore. Like, I could see maybe back in the, like, when they first came out and were having issues, but normally back then it was just the contacts that had issues.
I don't know. That
So
sounds
weird.
like a pretty good deal. Might be worth talking to a new insurance company. Of course, some of us have had claims lately. Might not be a good idea to jump, and I'm
Yeah.
speaking about more than one.
Hmm.
See here.
So going
And-
back
and
down
I
the path
disagree
of
with
the-
Eric there. Manual transmissions. I'm good without them.
You're just lazy.
Dual clutch, fine.
Mhm.
Matter of fact, I was winging the Mini around today using the dual clutch. It's kind
You
of
wing, you wing your Mini around every day, don't you, John?
no, not really.
Mhm. Mhm.
Not today. I just felt like it. I was listening to music, had the sunroof open, and shifting.
Oh
up,
no, he
shifting
got
down.
it. He got it. Yeah. You know what we need to bring back? Just going down this whole brick shit house show theory. Remember that the Nash that used to have the fold down seats that everything turned into a giant bed in the car? That's what we need to bring back.
Nash did that, and I honestly think the Caravan had that option back in the
Ooh, you know,
86, 88 era.
I think you're right, because my mom, we had a Caravan when I was a kid, and I think they used to. I think we had the one where the seat would they would fold down flat. I remember that now.
I had a K5 Blazer in high school
And college.
and college. yeah. And you fold that back seat down. It's pretty nice back there.
Mhm.
I'm
Trying to think. No, I got my van after I moved. I mean, my conversion van had one of those in the back too. Power, flat. But I guess it would be nice to have in a car now. I mean, right now you just fold down the back seats and you sleep half your body in the trunk and half the body in the cabin, I guess, if you're going to do that.
Yeah, which isn't really that comfortable. It's just kind of so.
What?
Hmm?
A
What?
1-bedroom Buick.
1-bedroom Buick. Pull it outside. Kitchen under the hood.
There you look. I mean, we're solving world problems here.
Mm-hmm.
All you need is a car. You have a place to live, sleep, make food, use the John,
Make babies.
make babies. I mean,
Drink.
drink.
I mean, you got it all right there.
I mean, if you can afford a house, even if you can't afford a house. Now, if you can afford a house, I'm going to go there. Just go buy a Rolls Royce and live in it. Be done.
You could use it as an Uber and charge to use the accessories.
There you go.
Have one of the fancy Uber Blacks, and that's kind of like renting out your house, is it not?
Yeah. You're just
Mhm.
taking people where they need to go. Let them
In your
drink,
house.
let them smoke, let them use the crapper. Hell, feed them. Good to go.
You know, actually, if you made it safe enough, I don't see why somebody couldn't ride on the toilet seat while you're driving around. If it's in the
100%.
hitch safely,
Yeah.
put a seatbelt back there.
Just reverse engineer it. So like you're actually kind of sitting with your feet over the, in the trunk. What's wrong with that?
There you go.
You
put a seat-
probably would have to
you
put
put a seat-
handrails on it so it was be ADA compliant, though.
Hey, that's a whole new term to the word ass packed.
Well, the good thing is though, John, if you have the seats that fold down into a bed, those handrails that you just mentioned can become multi-purpose. So
Okay.
John, what you drinking tonight?
I am drinking generic Aldi Sparkling Frost Classic Lemonade.
Oh,
Jason,
Spare tires.
I got to his next comment. I'm skipping over his next comment,
Rear-ended.
but he's talking spare tires and that. And there's many days that I really would agree that we want a spare tire, but sometimes I like having the extra luggage space too. So the number of times I needed more luggage space rather than a spare tire.
But here, I'm going to go here, because how many times do you have a spare tire, but it's flat because you haven't, it leaked down on air, and I mean, it's pointless anyway. So the real accessory that we need to bring back is, and my Peerless has one of these, the gear-driven air pump or air compressor that'll actually run off the engine, and you have a hose in your toolkit, and you can just pump the tires up on the side of the road.
No, Jason actually has that on his Facebook post as number 3, air pumps / vacuums that connect.
Lucas has one on his Jeep. It's pretty nice.
Mm-hmm.
Got a
And
flat tire, just pull up.
The Hummers had central tire inflation, but
Dear Lord, Will.
but
I
it's
got
also-
asked what I was drinking. Thank you.
if your spare tire doesn't have air, that's just you being lazy and incompetent. I mean, you're supposed to check that. Actually, you're supposed to check that when you do your walk around before every drive. You're supposed to turn the headlights on, make sure you have your headlights, taillights, brake lights, turn signals, all the
Look,
tires
we're
are properly
not all
inflated
CDL
before
drivers.
every drive. Now, remember, and then you don't have
Pre-flight?
that problem.
It's called your pre-flight check.
Exactly.
We do actually, when we check our tires before we go on a trip, we always check the spare. Every
Oh
time.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Because let me tell you, I got a funny spare tire story. You know, we had one fall off, like the cable broke in the middle of Chattanooga. Yeah, dude came up to me, was like, "Your tire pull off on the side of the road. All the tires are good." About 2 weeks later, Gavin's out there, cleaning the truck up, getting ready to go on another trip, checking the air pressure in the tires, and he goes, "Will, where's the spare?" "That's under the truck." "No, it's not." Then it hit me. I'm like, "Oh. We lost the spare in the middle of Chattanooga in traffic." Yeah. So check the tightness of your spare as well.
And the condition of the cable. If it's the one that hangs on a cable.
Well, the reason it broke is because it got slack in the cable and it was bouncing.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So as long as it's tight, you'll be all right generally.
And do you make sure then when you put the tire under the truck to put the valve stem on the correct side? Because I remember so many times with my trucks where the valve stem was on the other side of the tire, you technically have to lower it. So guess what? I never lowered it.
Yeah, flip it over.
Never had a flat, but and that I think I've only what? I think I've actually only had 2 flats out on the road. One we had a spare for, and one I didn't. Well, I took the spare out of the car because my speaker box was too big. You'd never get to it anyway. So
I've only had one on a vehicle. I've had a couple on trailers, but we always have everything ready for a trailer, though. We actually got 2 spares for our 48-foot.
triaxle.
Yep.
Yeah, you always got to have extras with that.
But I've only had as many miles as I've pulled that trailer. I mean, there is no telling how many, 200,000 miles probably or more. I've only had one blowout on that 48-foot trailer, which we put good tires on it and always check and make sure they're good. But yeah, one blowout, and that was on the way to SEMA this year.
Seeing we're talking about spare tires. We're talking about, pulling trailers, all these things. You know what would be great? And maybe like something like Rolls-Royce or Maybach comes with this, but let's get back to the days where a toolkit came from the factory in the car.
My daughter's BMW's got a little toolkit in it.
Beamer does.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's I mean, the Peerless I have, it has the spot in the door for it. None of the tools, unfortunately, are with it. I'm gonna have to find them all. But I mean, you literally just in the driver's door, you open up your door, pull the panel off, and here's your whole toolkit. Had all your wrenches you needed for the car, everything. I mean, come on. It's
That
not
was one
hard.
thing that I miss about cars is owner's manuals, not safety briefings.
I was gonna say, you mean real owner's manuals?
Yeah.
There's
Not-
still an owner's manual in them.
I bought my Mini and I got online because it didn't come with an owner's manual. And I got online trying to dig up. I could not find a printed owner's manual for my Mini anywhere. And I did find a digital copy and download it. It's just hard to read because I'm somebody who likes to read my owner's manuals. I found it today. There's a little well in the back of the car that has the toolkit, the locking lug nut key, which fortunately I don't have locking lug nuts, the little pin that screws into the hole so you can hook up a cable to it to tow it, and the owner's manual all in this little compartment kind of underneath the trunk that I didn't know was there.
Well, if you'd read the
So-
owner's manual, you would have known.
Exactly. I couldn't find one to buy, and I bet you that's why there's none available, because I put them all in this stupid compartment that nobody ever knows exists. They don't put them in the glove box where an owner's manual belongs. Do you know, Jason, that those are required by law in Germany? That's why your Mercedes has first aid kits.
Real, I didn't even know that.
Yep.
So Germany requires all automobiles to have first aid kits.
A first aid kit, the orange safety triangle, road flares, all of that stuff is supposed to be carried with you. I know Germany's that way. I want to say England's that way.
Lazy America.
And Mercedes does make a nice ambulance too, or ambulance chassis out.
Yeah.
Cars
Yeah, that would
had,
be. Oh, go ahead.
say cars that had a jack built into the car from Wesley.
Yeah, the old bumper jacks that were in the trunk and stuff.
No, he
like
says that were built into the car.
Oh, yes, yeah. Actually, the prototype of the Davis Divin. You know what I'm talking about, John? The 3-wheeled.
Yeah, I was
Davis?
thinking the 3-wheeled thing that looks like half an egg or something.
Yeah. Yep. The prototype of that, called Baby, has one of the earliest self-jacking systems. The whole thing will just lift itself right up off the ground. It's
Well,
freaking
Citroen,
amazing.
Citrons were
those-
known for being able to do that with their air suspension.
Mhm.
We call them Indy cars now.
Yeah, Indy cars do it. Yep. It actually comes in really handy in museum settings where you have like a museum that has an Indy car to keep those working really well. My time at the Crawford, they have the car that Bobby Rahal won the Cleveland race in, and one of the tires had gone soft on it. And I was like, let's hook an airline up and see what happens. And we hooked the airline up, turned the airline on. Sure enough, the whole car just went whoosh, right up off the ground. Took the wheel off, figured out what was wrong, put it back together, set the car down. Man, that was nice.
Hell, they're so low, I wouldn't know how you'd jack them up anyway.
Oh, exactly. That's
I mean,
why
what
they
are
have to be
they?
in there.
Were they an inch off the ground?
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
if
Formula
that.
One's got those jacks that kind of slip under them like a hand truck, and then you
Yeah.
push.
Yep. I think is that maybe it's Formula. I was trying to think if Indy's doing that now too. Because I don't know if Indy cars, I don't know that they have the jack system anymore.
Yeah, I don't know if they do.
I
or not.
couldn't tell you the last time I watched an Indy race.
Yeah. Need to call up my buddy Jason up at the museum there and figure out if they still have them or if they've gone by the wayside.
Probably just could turn on. I don't know what network. I was going to say ABC, but
probably
turn on
just
whatever
pull
IndyCar
up
network
the-
there is, and
Pull
For
up
the
the
next
Googles
race.
and find out. But Why would I do that? That would be nice. But actually, going back to the whole safety kit thing and accessories again, rather than factory equipped, there were a lot of cool accessory like emergency lights and different, things that you could put in the back window over time. Ones that actually looked like traffic signals that you could set to do different things. And there was some cool accessory, light. No, not the Googles. Add an S to it, Jason. That's what all the hip kids are saying nowadays. But some of the accessory. I don't know if you're laughing at me, Will, or something else.
No, I'm laughing
epic.
at you. I'm laughing at you.
But there were some cool little like accessory things, and actually back like in the teens when they had the dash lights that just stuck out of the dash, and you'd put a bulb in it, it shined down on the gauges. The little like jeweled covers you could get for them, so inside the car at night there'd be like you'd see the purple jewel and the yellow jewel, and they'd be shining off kind of weird lights.
A cigarette lighter still in your car, Phil. You just usually have to order the smoker's accessory pack.
There you go. Yep. I was gonna say, show me one car that actually comes with it stock, though. You have to order it.
I don't know. Do you say it does come with it? It just doesn't have the lighter part. It has the receptacle part.
Yeah.
I wonder if you went to a junkyard and you got an old cigarette lighter, if it would work in your current 12-volt receptacle.
Now I got to try that.
Phil did go on to say not the coil. Yeah, like I said, he's kind of right. Unless you order the smoker's accessory and you lose a drink holder and you get a cigarette lighter. But what I miss are the ashtrays. Ashtrays in the doors, ashtrays in the back of your seat. Those were always wonderful places to put stuff. Change, gum wrappers, bottle tops. You can
razor
fill
blades,
in from there. But
did y'all ever play Mario Kart?
Yeah.
Like when you had Donkey Kong and you could like throw all this crap behind you.
Yeah.
No.
Those are accessories we need to invent. So you just throw stuff behind you for people that's tailgating you so you don't get ass packed while you're taking a dump while you're going down the road.
So you just need to carry bananas and turtle shells and with you.
No. It's got to be a button that you press and it just comes
out. You want the button one. Okay.
Yeah.
You know what? You know what we need? I've had this conversation with people before. I'm a little mad because somehow I think in a conversation I was having, somebody overheard it and they were like a writer for the show Archer or something because it showed up on Archer, and that made me really mad. The Carpoon. Mm-hmm.
You've never had Carpoon?
I haven't.
That goes back to the folding down seats there, Derek. Come on.
I'm done. You just need the keg in the the keg in the dash and the folding seats, and you got it. No. It would be a harpoon that goes on the front of your car, so that when you're upset with the driver in front of you or someone did something stupid, you can harpoon their car. And
you're talking Archer, and Will's talking Mario. And the studio
and John has no clue what
why
either
aren't
one of
you
those
comparing this to James Bond? James Bond had the machine guns. James Bond had the oil slicks. James Bond had the tacks that fell out of the car. I mean,
because James Bond is overrated.
But he had them all first.
Yeah, but it hasn't been good since Sean Connery.
But your Carpoon idea there, Derek, I miss hood ornaments. Actual vertical things that stuck out of
there you go.
They had to quit because people were stealing them.
People were actually, it was, again, European law. It was a safety thing. People were getting impaled on them when they got hit by a car. Wow. Was it right before Christmas? We were walking out of Publix, and I said to I said to this guy at a Jaguar, and he had the Jaguar hood ornament, the leaping Jaguar attached to it. And I complimented him on his hood ornament, and we kind of had a quick conversation about how we missed him. And he said it was a little tedious. It wasn't stuck on. I thought it was a stick on. He said he had to drill holes to mount it and everything. And it just adds something. It was, and he was very appreciative that, I actually mentioned something. Brandy thought I was nuts talking to a stranger about his hood ornament, but guess what? I am nuts.
Well,
I'm talking to, 3 or 4 people right now about.
Mm-hmm. What about the rear seat footrests and bud vases in the back? I think we need bud vases to come back.
Well, Volkswagen had those till they discontinued the Beetle. They had the little flower vases on the dashboard. And you can get footrests if you buy a lot of the long wheelbase selections of automobiles.
True.
All right. Well, let's start getting them in cars.
I think I could be wrong, but I think like the Dodge Mega Cab trucks.
Yeah.
I think they may have. I think they may have a footrest in the back.
I'm gonna have to go find a Dodge Mega Cab.
I can't remember, but I'm thinking they do.
Does the seat fold down?
I was thinking that limited edition Lincoln Continental that had the suicide doors. They built like 100 of them. Mm-hmm. I know it had footrests in them. The long wheelbase town cars used to have footrests in them.
I'm guessing maybe like the Maybachs, probably the long wheelbase Maybachs have it. I mean, they got an umbrella in the door, so
that's a big door.
I'm going to modify what Wesley said here, but he says, I want the accessories that Kit had on Knight Rider. I just want the complete kit from Knight Rider. It doesn't necessarily have to be Kit, the Trans Am, but I want the whole kit of accessories applied to my car, which I guess I have to start with a Tesla so it can drive itself, right?
Ooh,
bring it to me. Bring it to me. We can make it happen.
Get a Tesla, send it down to Will. Will can change the name of his shop briefly to Knight Industries.
Yeah, we'll just rebody it into a third-gen Firebird and put some lights in the grill, and you'll be good to go.
As you were saying that's what was going through my head, is to take a Tesla, put the put that body on it, do it all up in the Knight Rider thing, and then it seriously would drive itself.
So Eric just pointed out, I want e-brakes to go back to actual e-brake handles. I literally just had this conversation when I was looking at vehicles, because I was taking one for just a quick drive through the dealership parking lot just to check it out. And it was a salesman that I've used for most of my car purchases now since I moved here. And we got joking around. He's like, yeah, just don't go drift in it or something stupid. And I was like, you can't do anything fun with it anymore. They took away the e-brake handle. Like, you just can't. It sucks. It's electric. Like, what? No, give me a hand pull e-brake so we can have some fun. Well, that's true.
He says, I almost killed 5 of us. I wasn't the one driving, so I wouldn't have killed nobody.
I don't know. Let's see here. Oh, because he did say you. Yep.
Yeah.
No, he said because Posey. Was your dad driving?
No, I think Eric was driving. We were in a new Suburban at SEMA, and I was like, boom! I kept hitting the button.
So it was you.
Yeah, it was you. You kept nowhere to say you were driving. You just said Posey almost killed 5 of us.
I wasn't the one driving, so I wouldn't have killed nobody. Eric was driving, so wouldn't have been my fault. He's the one driving. Just when you hit the RAV4 in Columbus. Anyway, yeah, all he would have had to do was stop. Not my fault. I'm just trying to have a good time.
It's like I'm hitting the
Hey,
e-brake button. I'm not
I-
causing the accident. I'm yanking on the steering wheel. I'm not causing the accident.
Right. Hey, I'm the passenger. I can be as drunk as I want.
You know, that brings me to something else that I really hate is I guess I shouldn't say I really hate them, but I don't really like them, is the electronic, the electronic shift buttons now instead of, any kind of stalk or anything, especially like if you jump the gun too fast. I don't know if anybody's done this yet, but like in my wife's Acadia, it's got the push button, or push or pull buttons on the center console dash area. And with anything with a computer, you can jump the gun if you do it, if your timing's just off. And if you're like under like 2 miles an hour and you're not at a complete stop and you hit the park button too soon, like if you just time it wrong, it slams the e-brake on electronically and it just jerks the car to a stop. It's freaking,
I do miss. I
It
want to
would
say I
do
do
the
miss the
same
trip.
thing if you had a stalk and just jammed it in park. So
yeah, but you're less likely to jump the gun on that shift with a stalk. Like this is just pushing a button. So if you get too close to it and you just time it off that push, that's what bugs me. Like I feel like with a stalk or anything, like you're less likely to jump the gun putting it in. Whereas with a button, you can just push it and it's done. Like boom.
Well, you have to be
That's my
careful
take
how
on it.
you define stock too, because my Mini has a stock, but it's a switch. You push the button, you pull back, it goes into drive. You push the button, you push forward, it goes into reverse, but it all stays in a center area. And you know what I miss on cars? Probably the biggest thing: neutral. Being able to put a broken car or a
Yeah.
disabled car into neutral.
yeah, you got to have a little
Yes.
pin and yeah.
Hold your tongue just right, suspend your foot,
Sometimes take the whole back end of the car apart just to get to the transmission.
I was
Right.
reading about the Suburban at SEMA that had a backseat. The backseat driver could operate the GPS.
What? That'd be annoying.
Yeah, I don't guess I rode in the back seat.
Sounds like more of an Escalade feature than a Suburban feature, but
Sounds like just a horrible idea to me. The friggin' backseat driver, I'd be changing the directions the whole time.
know that feeling, Jason. I've told the story about the horn button on my ex-wife's Mustang.
Oh yeah.
Horn button should be in the middle of the wheel. I know a lot of cars still have them there, but these crazy places that they're also putting them off to the side here and there. That Mustang was the end of the turn signal stock. Got to take your hand off a wheel in a panic situation to honk the horn.
Yeah, that's just dumb.
Should have
We had
put
a
yourself in.
Peugeot. We had a Peugeot one time, and the turn signal lever, you pushed it in, and it was the horn button.
Oh yeah.
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 Yeah. That was
You
kind
know
of
what I don't miss? The electric seat belts or the
Oh yeah.
automatic seat
Yeah.
belts. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
automatic seat belts. Just
Yeah.
oh.
I never those. I didn't mind the ones that were attached to the door frame. That the door swung open and they stayed attached. Those I had a horrible time with. The one that was on the little track, I never cared.
I hated them.
Just got to learn to be chill and mellow. It's like me.
Oh, uptight and
Is that's after you were sitting on the toilet seat in the wide open looking up at the sky, then you're just chilled.
getting ass packed?
On ass pack, that is.
Oh Lord.
Well, did we have a decent conversation talking about accessories? We seemed to giggle and entertain ourselves. We had
Yeah, I
a
mean,
record
that's
number of viewers during the
What's
show.
important? It's because we talked about steel shit houses, brick shit. What? I don't know.
Oh, yeah. I think
Seats
I got
that fold down
I
into a
think-
bed.
I think I got a record number of text messages during the show
Nice.
about the show during the show, so that's pretty cool.
That's good.
Well, I was going to say nodrivinggloves.com for everything.
Yeah, and then
nodrivinggloves.com coffee. if you
Toby
wanna
shows
buy us
up
a coffee.
last minute because he was curling.
Like getting buff curling or like on ice curling?
On ice curling. Yeah.
Oh.
He lives up in Maine. They can do that.
Oh, got you.
Mhm. Yeah, I
Next
guess we
week-
just need to have more toilet talk, you know.
Right.
As Wesley says, you know, just more toilet talk. Take it right to the gutter, then the show will be pop. I think we were told that early on, weren't we?
Now we're talking curling on ice that involves like the one person who pushes the thing and the
The big
brooms.
stone, the curling stone, and the brooms.
I have watched that sport many times, and I was trying to think of what you do in retirement. Is that just a professional way to train to be a janitor?
I can't figure out the point.
John, Toby's a big guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mess with him. I'm just saying.
Well,
Get him-
he
get him,
curls. He
Toby.
obviously does more athletics than me. So anybody that even like touches a football can beat the hell out of me. So what difference does it make? No, actually, I enjoy for some reason I enjoy watching curling, and it was 1 or 2 Winter Olympics ago, that every time I turned it on, it was curling. It was like there was no other sport going, so I kind of got really interested in it.
Yeah, it seemed like this year that's the main focus of the entire Olympics was curling. So I've never seen it live. I've only seen it on TV, and it's confusing to me on how the points system works. I haven't figured it out yet. So it's like lawn darts on ice.
Well, I was thinking
All right.
roly-boly, but most people don't even know what roly-boly is. So
Nope. Never heard of roly-boly.
I think an Illinois Midwest thing, and it's just about like horseshoes with a
There's a thing
roly-boly.
in there's a thing in like a certain neighborhood in Detroit called feather bowling.
I'm more in,
I don't know much about it. I just heard about it. I never went and did it. Unfortunately, I hear it's interesting.
so only the only team that scores is the one closest to center. So it's
That's usually the way it works.
it's kind of like cornhole, I guess.
I hate that name.
Cornhole. Bags. Up north, they call it bags. You play bags.
Do you know
I've
that the official width of a
mean
cornhole
beanbag
board
toss?
is 49 inches?
Width or
Yes.
length?
Width. Which means
can't
to
be 49
technically
inches.
make a regulation cornhole board, they're 48 by 49 inches. You cannot make 2 regulation cornhole boards out of 1 piece of plywood.
That's bull crap.
That's the regulations and the rules.
No, it's not. No. No.
Form button worked.
Well, I'm just going to go back to saying nodrivinggloves.com, nodrivinggloves.com/coffee. If you think this show was worth chipping in a couple of bucks, I mean, maybe if we got $29 or whatever it costs, we'd get Will one of those toilet seats for road trips.
Ooh, yeah. And then he has to post
They're
photos.
2 foot by 4 foot.
I was going to say
Roughly.
that sounds better. 2
Yeah,
foot by 4 foot.
24 by 4. It's not 4 foot. That's actually like 49 inches because it's impossible to make.
It's 2.
Yeah, but
Two.
you said 48 wide by
Wide.
49. You were
Well,
like double
a
the
24,
size.
48, it's the
24.
same number, but
It's 2 it's 2 foot wide and 4 foot long
nah.
with a 6-inch hole.
Is it regular? That's regulation.
That is regulation, yeah. Yeah, we play a lot of cornhole.
I've heard that about you.
Yeah.
That's why he has an outside bumper hitch toilet seat.
Everybody wants to be on
Exactly.
my team. Ask Amanda Meadows. She ain't even commented tonight. She's just been texting me.
Yeah, she did. She commented
she did,
earlier,
didn't she?
and then she said,
Yeah, cornhole. See, look, cornhole.
He is cornholio.
See,
One more, nodrivinggloves.com/call us, and you can leave us a voice message. We'll play on the show if John remembers to check it. I got a little distracted this afternoon. But other than that, I'm going to try to get out of here before we get into God knows what.
Cornhole?
cornhole.
Maybe I'll let you guys go do your cornhole stuff. But I think I'm out of here.
Adios.
See you.